with text to voice and predictive language models. Video games have already started. You're wearing a headset. You walk up to the NPC and you say something like, "Hey, idiot, ugly, I want to buy some soda." And the NPC goes, "Who are you calling an idiot? If you want to buy something, be polite." A generated predictive response. We are years away from people saying, "I no longer want to live in reality. I'm going to go into this universe where I can tune out," and you're going to be sitting in your living room talking to fake people. And we're already there with the robot girlfriends. Man, y'all's getting crazy out there.
Well, and how many people want to live in the current reality?
Is it intentional?
I mean, it's not really that great right now. I mean, the last couple of years, everything has fallen completely, and I'm sure a lot of people would prefer to live in a cyber. I mean, I'm just saying it's...
And the headlines that go behind that, right? Like, if you're a millennial, they're saying it's going to be impossible to buy a house, it's going to be impossible to start a family, it's going to be... Like, there's all of these negative things. At a certain point, it would be easy to be like, I'm just giving up. Like, this place that gives me comfort and gives me the life I want is easier, right? I can understand the attraction to that. I just think ultimately that's really devoid of actual emotional connection and support. I think part of the issue is that we train people to seek out momentary pleasure and comfort rather than work through issues that they're having. It's easier to give up.
Yeah, the idea of community, and you take out the idea of a lot of things like that when you do want that instant gratification, which we've completely taught our society to have, is endless dopamine hits and instant likes and no attention span. But then you add, like the other day I saw a video, it was for basically Gen Zs and millennials, where it's just, if you want to buy a $500,000 house, all you need is a $25,000 down payment. And then you need $3,000 a month at a 6.5% interest rate. I'm like, wow, that sounds like hell. Like pure hell to try to pitch that to somebody. It doesn't look good. I mean, you're basically telling people that a reality of a way that life once worked is no longer available. But it's a complete turnoff. I'm just saying that's not like a realistic. It's not a realistic interest rate. It's not a realistic down pay. It's none of that's even. It's all pretend. In that.
I don't agree that it's bad.
The amounts.
So the issue is relativity, and the issue with VR is that it will always offer you the greener grass, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
You're not going to go back 200 years and say that we have it worse. You know, actually, there's no lights anywhere. It's dark out. You could just die. You stub your toe, you get an infection, you're dead. Horrible things were going on. And even as bad as it is now relative to how things may have been in economic booms or whatever, it's still pretty great.
Of course.
But there will always be struggle. There will always be problems. And people will always choose a free dopamine hit over the harsh reality they live in.
Yes.
So when the VR starts coming out, and it's already here, with predictive language NPCs, within a year or two, the language will be perfectly fluid. Right now, it's rather, "Hey, why are you calling me ugly? That was mean." Give it a year or two. It's going to be perfect. I mean, we went in 1 year with AI images. I tweet out this horrible image of Pelosi. 1 year later, you have photorealistic images being made by Midjourney and getting better every day.
Dude, I would picture like you play the video game with the guy, Elder Scrolls 7 or whatever, and he's talking to you and you're like, then you're dreaming and you're thinking about that one NPC. You're like, that guy's really cool, man. And then there's an app where you can actually call that NPC on the phone when you're not playing the game and bond with them and talk to him. And then the next time you're in the game, they could make it so that generative conversation was involved or not involved.
Oh, dude.
No, I don't like that at all.
But the only social skills you have now, though, is that.
And imagine the people who are going to retreat to significant others. There's going to be, we're a year out from this at most. People sitting in their living room wearing a headset, playing a video game, and talking to a computer program and saying, "I love you so much." And the computer program just goes like, "I love you too. I really wish I could be there with you." And then how long until we download those AIs into machines? And here's the thing.
How long is it until it's just porn and nobody leaves their house ever?
That's exactly, but more than
for
porn.
real, like not even kidding.
But emotional and physical porn at the same time.
That's what I mean.
You're the hero, and you get to have sex with the woman. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, realistic. I mean, and then it goes farther than that because obviously we've taken something that, and I guess too, what I mean by nostalgia isn't even 200 years. If you look to when we were young and the amount of nostalgia that just we have in our generations is insane because of how fast technology moved. Yeah. You know, so what we see is crazy. Like the amount of technology we have seen it's not like it's ever been this way for a group in history. We remember pre-internet and the way that things were and the way that things are now. So the way that this all affects us, the technology is different. I think it's going to be different than people that are born today because they're growing up with this, with all of this technology. It's not going to be anything new or that crazy to them. But going from playing, like you said, getting a Nintendo when I was a kid to seeing all of this, it makes very little sense to me.